Right, back with Manchester Tart. We're making custard, covered in flour again. I don't know why on earth I continue to wear black, because I spend all my day covered in flour or something of that nature, which is brilliant, isn't it? Because it just shows up everywhere. White t-shirt, I think. Bakers wear white for a reason. Clearly, I'm not that clever. Right, custard. What's in custard? Well, we've got either milk, cream, or a mixture of the two. If it's all milk, it's a little bit wishy-washy. If it's all cream, it's too rich. If it's a mixture of the two, it's blob on. So we need milk, we need sugar, we need eggs. It's none of this creme anglaise nonsense, none of this wishy-washy creme anglaise sauce. This is proper custard going in this. What makes it proper? Well, apart from you put vanilla in, which I use the paste. It's good stuff. This. But do you know? I should be getting paid for advertising all this malarkey on here. Yeah, it's really good stuff. The paste. I use it all the time. It's a lot cheaper and more economical than the pods, and it's easy to use. And you do actually get the effect of having the vanilla bean speckles in there, which you don't get from the essence that you use. So there's extract essence, one's a chemical, which is the essence. The extract is the stuff they actually make. I think it's a byproduct they make from the pods and what have you. But anyway, back to it. The final thing that makes it thick custard is corn flour. Oh, I'm just checking to see if I got some in there. Felt a bit light. It is like corn flour, right? So get on with it, Jason. Right, we're making 500 grams of custard, or 500 grams of milk liquid that goes into making the custard. So I'm going to put 250 grams of whole milk in a pan, which we're going to bring to the boil. So 250 grams of whole milk in there. We're going to make that up to 500. It's just a touch over. Won't make too much difference. 500 grams in total of cream as well. So 250 milk, 250 cream. Voila. We have 500. Blob on. Brilliant. That's going to come up to the boil now. While I'm doing that, I'm going to measure some sugar. I use 50 grams of sugar in this particular recipe. I don't like sweet custards. Today it's too much. So I'll make mine on the side of being not too sweet. So I'm using 50 grams of custard for this recipe, which is like the 10% of the overall volume of the milk and cream. So let's get that on, because I forgot to switch it on. So 50 grams, and there's a reason I'm doing the sugar now actually, because I'm going to put half of it in this. So what adding sugar to that when you bring milk, especially when you bring milk to the boil, is it helps to stop it boiling over. I mean, it still will boil, of course, but it just stops it just coming over the top. So we've got the 50 grams, I put some in there, and I'm going to put the rest in that bowl, which, if I keep that one, which will be handy, because I'm going to separate some eggs. So we've got 4 eggs. I mean, they usually say it's 1 egg per 100 grams, but for this particular recipe, I'm not relying just on the eggs to thicken it. I'm relying on the corn flour. Now, interestingly enough as well, when you're making anglaises and all that malarkey, if you boil the anglaise, you will scramble the eggs invariably every time, which we don't want. What we want to do, when you add corn flour to the equation, it stabilizes the mixture so the eggs don't scramble, it just goes thick. So that's kind of a benefit when you're making custard of using corn flour. Now, if you remember the old bird stuff and you think, what on earth was that powder that made the custard? Invariably, all that is, it's corn flour with some sugar, with some vanilla flavour of some description, which is powdered, and some additives, and pretty much that's what your bird's custard is. So you can get away with making, I mean, probably there might be some egg powder in there or whatever you put. Invariably, when you look at it, it's very fine powder. It's corn flour. That's kind of what it is. So that's what we're using, but we're making proper custard. There's no better. I mean, it sounds like you're right up north now than a proper custard. You need proper custard. It's the future. If you haven't got proper custard in your life, that's it. You know. Right, I can say that. But you know, I get talking to you lot, and then I lose train of thought what I'm doing. I could do this in a third of the time, you know, if I just, it's you that's, right, let's wash my hands. So while that's going, we just bring it, I'm going to drop it down a couple of notches. We're just going to bring that up to the scald. And we'll crack on with what we're doing with that. So we want in there a teaspoon, right, just take it out. Life's too short to wait for that to come out. Teaspoon of vanilla, that's up to the scald there. That's all we want. In the meantime, I'm going to put the eggs in the sugar and we're going to beat them. Now, key tip, don't put your eggs in with your sugar till you're ready, till you're actually ready to mix it. Because one of the things that actually does is it will cause the eggs to start cooking and you get little yellow funny specks in there. While we can put that on one side now, that's up to temperature. Before we do that, I'm going to now add the corn flour, the thickening agent, the thing that's going to stabilise everything. Corn flour, I want for 500 grams, if I'm having just normal pouring custard, which I still want proper thick custard, you want 20 grams. If you're going to use it for setting custard, like a trifle, this is going to be setting custard on top of the Manchester tart, we want 30 grams. And anywhere in that kind of ballpark range, if you want really, really thick, stuff that you know you're going to stand your spoon up in and it's not going to ever move, you put a bit more in. But we're going to go 30 grams, which is the intended amount. Right, let's get in there. 10, 24, I tell you what, we haven't got much left in there, have we? Hey, good job in it. Bottom more, sorry, some of the cup. Don't want to start pulling it out though now. And we're just going to mix that in. Oh man, keep it in the bowl. That would have been better, wouldn't it? So we're just going to mix that in there. Actually, to be fair, with the amount I've spilt there, I'm just going to put another little blob in there just to compensate. Because otherwise, yeah, it's about quarter of a teaspoon I've lost there. Otherwise, yeah, it won't be right on top of the custard. So what I want now, we've given that a bit of a mix. Our hot liquid, which I'm going to give it a little whisk to because I've just put the vanilla in, that hasn't been mixed in. We're going to put on top of the eggs and we're going to stir. We're going to mix. There we go. Mixy, mixy. There we go. All in there. Now that's in there, we've got to put it all back in the pan and make sure we've got everything out, which we have. That's it. It's all good. Get rid of that. Let's have a little clean down. Nothing's right in the world while everything looks a mess. So I'm going to pause for a clean. Sorry about this, but honestly, it would drive me mad. Yeah, before, I don't think I've got OCD, but I just like things to be clean. I do. So I'll have to try that because if I don't, it won't switch back on. There we go. Back on there. So all we're going to do is we're going to switch that back on a medium-ish temperature, and we're just going to bring that up to a boil. And as soon, I'm going to bring you somewhere closer. As soon as it boils, yeah, it's going to get thick. And that's how custard done. So it's actually getting thick now. And that's all corn flour needs. And it's not going to split because it's not going to scramble because we've stabilised it with corn flour. And all we're going to do is we're just going to bring that and say leave vanilla in there and everything. we're just going to bring that to the boil, and then we're going to strain it. So I can see the vanilla in there. It's coming there. It's getting there now, to be fair. I think there might have been a bit of milk catch at the bottom there, because I can see a couple of specks in there that weren't invited, to be fair. It's getting there. There you can see that is thick proper custard. There you go. That's thick proper custard. There we go. So about the little bits that might have caught at the bottom, not a problem, because we're going to strain it. So there we go. There's our custard boiling. Let's just make sure. There we go. It's popping. Definitely there. Definitely there. We've got thick custard. We've got thick custard. All we're going to do is we're going to pour it through a sieve. And any bits which are, I say it might be just I should have really stirred the pan. I say this is Jason's kitchen. I don't normally do this method, you know. So what I'm finding is when I do things for this that I don't normally do, I'm having to reevaluate because I haven't done it this way for quite a while. So it's actually good for me to revert back to the old way of doing things, so I can kind of get back to the old tips and tricks. Because I kind of have a machine that I put everything in. Let me get a little spatula here. I've got a machine that I put everything in, and it stirs and everything for me. So generally, I don't have a problem with anything catching, because it does that. But again, like I say, in the scheme of everything, it kind of brings me back into focus of the little pitfalls that you're gonna encounter. So good learning curve for me today. So don't give your milk a little stir. Don't let that catch on the bottom. And there we go. It's caught all the bits. We're all happy. There's no burning smell as such. But what I am going to do is I'm going to use a spatula, not that spatula because it's got stuff on. Just use my finger. And there we go. We've got our custard, which is thick at the minute, and when that cools, that's going to be perfect to go in our Manchester tart, and it tastes very nice. If you want to, like I say, you can adjust the sugar accordingly, but that's custard, thick custard. Don't forget to stir your milk. Don't let that burn on the bottom. I think I just had it too high. I was talking to you and I had it on full. What I should have done, I think about it now, I should have slowly heated that up, maybe it's on halfway. I was just trying to rush things, but you can't do it, can you? So that's it. I'm going to go and bake the pastry, blind bake it, which means I put a blindfold on and stick it in the oven. No, it's, yeah. So we'll do that in a second, and we'll catch you then. Bye for now.